Hey guys, VoR signing in here. Hope everyone's doing great today. Today what we have for you is going to be a little cast featuring none other than myself, VoR. That's right. We played a game the other day where you got to watch me fail, point of view style. I think that's pretty much what I've decided I won't play anymore because you guys have zero interest in point of view. That was what I discovered. And furthermore, I can't play and comment at the same time. That was, number one, just not possible for me. I just don't have that ability. What can I say? Isn't that supposed to be hiding? I'm pretty sure that start menu is supposed to be hiding. I told it to auto hide. Damn you, auto hide, taskbar! No, it's gone now. I definitely need to get the full screen windowed mod because, well, I mean, I would run that default full screen. What the sad reality is, Zep's mini-map. To hell with you! Always in my way. Well, we'll try to avoid split screen this game, and what we'll do is just throw this down here for everyone's viewing pleasure. Isn't that ugly? That is so ugly. I think Brink of Insanity definitely does one better with his split screen casting and that his second window taking up basically the same space. Anyways, mostly this is going to be a sound test for you guys. I'm wanting to see how I've done. So what my build was here was factory, power gen, 4 mexes. My second engineer is going to bugged out to reclaim this stuff here. My commander's going to march on forward to rendezvous with my first engineer that popped out of that factory. And together, they're going to finish that hydro. And then I can't recall, I think this guy actually, I do grab another engineer to come on down and assist. Well, that's that. Let's see what we have going on down here. This will be my Vindication match, Quagar. The last game that you saw me play on this map was versus Quagar, and it was point of view, and you know what? I couldn't keep it going. I couldn't talk and play, and by the time I decided to play and not talk, because, I don't know, I'd rather not lose than keep you entertained. And there's this, I don't know, gotta be a graph somewhere where I can meet in the middle between more entertaining game is me winning, at least I'd like to think so. So it looks like he's just gone for a heavy power spam and no focus on the hydrocarbon at all. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's utilizing reclaim. He's getting all his mexes quickly. That's a little strange. That's very strange. That's the difference between 1100 and 1300 right there. You will not send an engineer to go grab the mechs that another engineer is within build range of. This guy, you send him up or down or over, and then you could range build possibly. But yeah, you don't cross over to the side of the map where you already have an engineer in range. I mean, maybe all you pros can tell me different. That no, that's fucking the common meta right there. This is what you do no matter what. That gives you, yeah, no, I'll stop. Okay. So over here, I like early intel, especially on this map where a lot of people choose early bombers. So that radar ring right there, I mean, that scope of intel it gives me definitely lets me know if I'm going to be losing any of my priority stuff here, like, well, my radar that I'm sure most players don't have at this point yet. Expanding engineers, like, it really gives you a lot of wiggle room to have that much intel. Gonna just have a quick look at what he's got going on here. It's interesting. Something has the assist command on that. Seems to be the factory. Yes, the factory is in fact assisting. So he's now working on the hydrocarbon. Must have had an engineer start that for him somewhere. And that bomber is going to come in to pick some stuff off. I wonder if he knows which one the engineer is. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he knew which one it was or not. He hit it well. Luckily, I've got some Mantis on standby who are going to try to finish that hydrocarbon. Looks like they're going to take some damage for the effort, though, sadly. And I've now lost any opposing tanks I would have had for this area. Not to fear, I have reinforcements. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 land factories versus 1, 2 land factories and an air factory. And I just finished my air factory as well. I'm a newbie player, and the difference between newbie players and half decent is second or third air is pretty much a requirement if you intend to not lose your shit to bombers. But you know what, I honestly don't mind losing my shit to bombers sometimes, as long as it's only 1 or 2 engineers. They can usually make up the difference with a hard push of the land unit difference that I have, which that's usually my goal. If I see a bomber before 5 minutes, really before 3.5 minutes, my first thought is he has 1 less land factor than me, and he's going to have 3 less tanks, 5 less, 6, 10. Like this right now, this maybe equal to that, but I still have my pile sitting here, and looks like I am just getting bombed everywhere. But I don't really think he's. Okay, I lose a mechs. I am just an utter noob. I'm gonna speed this up a bit, because aside from me losing mechs as the T1 bombers like a noob, there's nothing too exciting going on. Quagar has decided to peacefully build some land factories here. Got 1 idle. Don't know if that's good or bad. He's starting some production of land factories in other places too, on his other mechs. 4 wrapped around for adjacency, and gonna come over here. I like putting my ACU in other people's territory. It makes them, it changes their mindset. I mean, if you see an ACU within you know, marching distance of your own base or your own ACU, or within even half the distance of where your units are, it just kind of plays games on you. Like, oh, I've gotta respond to that. I mean, I didn't have much for plans here. I was just gonna come build a PD to save my butt in case there were overwhelming forces, which sometimes if you go too far without valuable intel, or relevant intel really, you're really getting a world of hurt. But I tried making sure I had some backup real close by, a scout. And that again, that's pretty much why the first thing I wanted to drop there was a PD, just in case his first instinct to that was, oh, a commander, I'm gonna pile up 20 tanks here and march my ACU over. Which, that's probably exactly what he needed to do, instead of losing his unit production here, which he will in due time, and losing a majority of his army to greater numbers. I mean, it's best to not engage when you can't win, unless you're trying to achieve another goal, like distraction, or even pulling units from the other corner of the map to re-engage. Like if you had enough units here, you'd almost push. No, I would not relent. I have this secured now, and I'm going in regardless. Could have done a much more effective push with my units, but you take what you get, I suppose. No. Kind of funny. These commanders, in my opinion, just wasting all kinds of time. So I mean, this is the difference between how I play trying to talk and not trying to talk. You can see I've secured every mechs on this side. I might have lost. Nope, just never queued it up. Never bothered sending an engineer that way. Yeah, pretty early on in the match, I think it was one of my initial engineers that came down this route and did that up for me. Which, range build from here. That's, I think, how a lot of people do it. Either that or you can drop it. It's 3 maxes, it's worth it. And it also gives you the position to harass here. You can just send some T1 mobile arty or even your tanks. They can get on that edge and fire. A couple mantis just chilling over here. They could be raiding, but looks like I have some more important things going down. This army is starting to get a little threatening. I'm not sure if I really need to be sticking around or not. He's throwing up T1 PD. Those are commander stoppers when they've got when the ACU is not upgraded at all. And you've probably seen engineer come out of this factory at some point, because oh no, I already have forward intel. That's key. You know what you do? You just don't want to be too far from some good ranged intel. If it's your ACU, I mean, even a good pilot unit, there's no use in wasting it. That's all you're gonna do if you don't have decent intel. Looks like Quagar has basically one air control. I've probably been pretty careless with my air. I've been pretty busy unit-wise and otherwise. Unit-wise, commander, just trying to get into all the best positions. Now this isn't the most interesting match, I don't think. I think my loss was far more entertaining, at least. But what this match does have is me establishing firm control everywhere you look. Does he not have a T2? Those are both going T2, so I'm going to assume he has at least one HQ. Nope, no HQ. So both these land factories are going T2 HQ. That's expensive. Yep, 2 HQs. Well, no wonder why he's losing. And you can see happily down here I've got my factory stuck, my starting factory stuck next to 2 mexes. It's gone 2 HQ. It's a slave factory here. And it looks like he's finally gonna try a little bit of a push, but I've kind of felt this coming on. Threw down some PDs to give myself time to retreat and build up forces. Now I'm not a bomber guy, but I believe my second air factory I threw down, and now I have 3. I was losing air, and I was tired of losing air, so I just needed a couple more air factories. And what that resulted in was some scouts, a few inties, and then like 5 or 15 bombers. I can't remember how many I clicked, but I'm like, yeah, by this time I should have air control back, or at least using them as bait to help myself establish air control. But you can see I've finally got my inties out, kicking around to make sure nothing bad happens. And now you can really start seeing the difference between score, reclaim, and power. I've shored up control here. These engineers, hey, if you can range build up, you can range build down. May as well, right? I saw some mexes and an opportunity to get some more resources for myself. And you can see down here there's been some harassment. This has all been completely wiped out. And I could probably continue on with these guys to keep coming up. Oh, anti-air turret. Yes, great place to send your T1 air. Right over the anti-air turret. It looks like Quasar is deciding for a push for my base. He wants to, I'm assuming, relieve some pressure on his own fronts and change it to me responding to him. But I'm not sure. Those pillars. The overgrown striker. That's how I see them. That's how I see them. If it wasn't for that second gun, that's all pillars would be. Just an overgrown frickin' striker. Sorry guys, I'm so anti-UEF, it's not even funny. Their whole philosophy of war, their units, and the only thing I love from them is the Ravager. The Ravager stops all. Well, except the things that it doesn't, but I mean, damn, it just works. Let alone in a PD crawl. Damn them cyber bastards. I mean, Yeah, you know what I meant. Guile just loved that. Not that he would stop by here. The Cybern-loving VoRcom. People like the UEF Guile stay far away from this channel. So there you have it. You now know you have one caster who is absolutely in love with UEF, and one caster who, and don't forget, and he hates Cybern with a passion. I cringe at every Cybern joke he makes. And then you have the caster VoRcom here who only plays Cybern. I mean, what other faction do you need? You just have all the epic stuff right here. Everything, every tool you need to snipe and assassinate that ACU is given to you in the Cybern Arsenal of War. Yeah, 2 Mantis aren't it, but 20, 25, they are. You know, those little things, they are just dastardly. I am going to speed this up again a little bit, because it looks like... Oh, is that a hoplite shooting? I think I have one hoplite on the map, and he's earned his mass expense. I'd like to assume anyway. Handful and a half of pillars coming up to wreck this position. The neat thing here is Mantis do fire and assist at the same time. So I'm hiding them behind my factory and having them help spit out a T2 unit. I knew it was pretty much close, that T1 PD was going to help, but if I had just engaged right away and brought the Mantis forward of that factory, I probably would have lost it. There was enough pillars. I mean, 2 or 3 pillars would have taken that out, plus the T1 difference. Not that I needed to safeguard this that way with such try-harding effort, but I saw it. I saw the opportunity. I was like, why waste something so good? And I didn't. So there it is. Who doesn't love those Manti? Look at the Manti. It's beautiful. I love their assist. And they have pretty decent range, too. I've recently discovered when you tell a Manti to assist an engineer that's assisting the factory, those lasers can stretch. Let me tell you, those lasers stretch. I decided to bring my commander down here to, I guess, sure up this position. It almost looks as if Quagar is gaining some ground, but at the same time, I've secured this side, and now he can have a little bit of this, which he won't be securing this. He's just pushing, I think, for his final doom. That's his intent. I mean, look at that. Charge. Exactly. Well played. Thank you. Thank you. And I was playing very cautious because, like you can read, he got the better of me last time, and I wasn't willing to let that happen again. I knew if raiding has any merit at all, I was fully capable of taking on this challenge. I had to not play like a noob. I watched the replay. You were in disarray last time. I'm assuming that's what he meant. Yes, I was entirely in disarray. The game started off with a build order that had me mass stall. And during the mass stall, I was reclaiming my own factories just to get mexes to finish it. It was the grossest thing anyone has ever seen, I'm sure. And naturally I lost that. I mean, I'm still actually just being ridiculously careful here. I'm just letting them march in and letting my units group up a bit. What do we have here? What do we have here? The first brick of the match. Didn't need to go T3, but when I felt the mass flowing freely, I figured, hey, it's almost 20 minutes. Long past T3 time, let's give her. I actually can't remember when I started upgrading to T3, but I believe it was around 16, 17 minutes. I thought to myself, yeah, I got the mass, let's give her. He must have had this selected along with his good game. We'll play you more. Thank you, Quagar. I appreciate that. You are a good sport, man. You played hard and you gave me credit was due. I appreciate that. You know what? You fought real hard, and you fought real well. Last time you just kicked my butt. I mean, you wrecked me, buddy. You just wrecked me. Well, guys, that was the first cast from VoRcom with my new microphone, the Blue Snowball. The neon green Blue Snowball. I might think of a creative name for that at some point down the road, but for now, nothing. So guys, I'd like to finish off with thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and leave me a comment if you so wish.